This latest chapter of Kaiju number 8 was really amazing because we finally get the backstory and the understanding on how Kaiju number 8 was formed. With so many details and lore in this chapter, it was really amazing because it answers a lot of questions from the previous chapters that we all have questions about. Because when we first got introduced to Kaiju number 8 saw Kafka in the hospital bed and was like, "Oh, there you are." And then just went inside Kafka. And then when Kafka was battling against Izayo, it kept saying kill kaijus, kill kaijus. And at that time, we probably was thinking that, oh, that kaiju saw Izayo's, weapon as a kaiju and it was trying to defend himself. In actuality, it was having a PTSD moment because of the fact of what happened to him. But we also saw Kafka seeing his ghost ancestors as well. And with this chapter, it pretty much explained what has happened because the last chapter we saw that the ancient warriors, probably Kafka's ancestors, or just probably an ancient warrior that pretty much knows Kafka or whatever connection, whatever it is, he actually showed Kafka how the Kaiju number 8 was formed and how everything all started. Because this ancient kaiju that they're currently fighting in the present time is the same kaiju that was the ancient warriors were battling against in the past. Because during around that time, that ancient warrior showcased Kafka like, hey, this is when everything started to fall apart. And Kafka realized, like, wait, back in time. I'm in the time period where they actually use body parts of kaijus as weapons, so that way they can modify their bodies and that way they can take down like these kaijus, because at that time science wasn't really up to par back in the day. So at this time when Kafka, he's actually seeing his comrades taking down these kaijus because they're actually using the body parts and forming them as weapons to take down like these giant kaijus. There was one kaiju that was willing enough to destroy all of them, and it's that ancient kaiju that we saw from the last chapter, and how he was able to like destroy Kafka's, or the ancient warriors, or let's just say Kafka's ancestors, elite comrades. Like, he was able to wipe them out. He was able to destroy them, destroy their homes, destroy their families, just destroy everything. And with that hatred, Kafka's like ancestor was literally was getting pissed off and getting mad because he was a failure. He wasn't strong enough to actually go on ahead and defeat that monster because that monster was way too fast and way too powerful. And then so as he is falling into like the ground, like underneath the ground into like a pool of water with his dead comrades, the hatred and the strong emotions that he has because he had failed to protect the people and the area that he loved, it grew stronger and stronger. And of course, with the dead comrades, and of course, they have like pieces of these kaiju tissues, it kind of latched on to this ancient warrior to the point where it formed this person into Kaiju number 8. Because Kaiju number 8 is formed by the dead soldiers and their strong negative emotions. Because the dead soldiers, the weaponry and the armor that they were using is part of Kaiju's tissues, and it was a perfect medium for them so that way they can be strong enough to actually take down these Kaijus. And we actually see how like these tissues of like these weapons of these Kaijus was actually changing their bodies. It actually affected their bodies because we see the veins are like coming out of their bodies as they're holding these weapons. And so, of course, with all of this whole destruction and everything that happened because this ancient kaiju just literally destroyed them and destroyed their land, and they all have like this hatred because they failed, because they are actually warriors. We see that this Kafka's ancestors, let's just say that Kafka's ancestors, as he's still alive, he has this giant hatred as all of his comrades' bodies are like touching him, and then suddenly it just end up forming into this worm that we later know that this is Kaiju number 8, because with him being ashamed that he wasn't strong enough to actually stop this ancient kaiju, it just gave him another chance on trying to be more powerful. And it looks like that worm was trying to find a perfect host, and I think that worm did found its perfect host, which is Kafka. And now this everything's starting to make perfect sense, and I just can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next chapter, as we probably might get more details on how this was possible, because we just only saw the visuals on like how Kaiju number 8 was actually formed or born, but we kind of need more details on like how it was possible. But this chapter probably gave us some hints and clues on how it was able to be. But other than that, this chapter was really amazing. We get like a better understanding on the backstory of Kaiju number 8. We get to see how these ancient warriors, how they were able to take down these kaijus, because we all know they can't use regular weapons. So of course, now we know like the weapons that they use had like tissues of kaijus, and they were able enough to get like, be kind of like powerful, not like how the defense force as it is now, but they were able enough to take down some kaijus, but they weren't able to take down that ancient kaiju that they're currently fighting in the present. But this chapter was really amazing. Let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about this latest chapter of Kaiju number 8. Let me know down your thought process, theories, and all. If you guys do like the video, hit the like and subscribe button. And remember, always be decent. It's the Monotone Man. And hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out.